The Bible teaches, I don't want to do what God wants me to do. And then you go out there and you find this stuff out the hard way. There was an article in the newspaper not long ago that said high rates of teenage pregnancy are not because girls don't know about protection. They're having babies because they don't know any other way to find meaning in their lives. They're empty, directionless, and want so desperately to have a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Drugs are another problem of meaning. Kids are bored. And when you're bored, you get drunk, and you get stoned, and you go out and smash something because boredom hurts. It's time for teachers and politicians to admit there is a problem and address it, but don't ask me how, this expert says. The experts don't have the answers. This world doesn't have the answers. And by the way, the answer is not within. Some would say the answer is within. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. Check it out. The answer is not blowing in the wind. The answer is not within. The problem is within. The heart of the problem is the problem of the heart. Wherever you go, you're going to find your problems follow you. And that problem is called sin. Because we're separated from God by the sins that we commit against Him. And that's what this boy did. He went and wasted all of his money on crazy living. And pretty soon, he had no friends left. And I bet when he showed up in town, he was one popular guy. Can you imagine all that money that he had just got from his dad? Probably pulled in a really cool lowered chariot, spinners on the side. He had all the bling on. He had his posse following him around. Life was good. But as soon as the money ran out, his friends ran out with it. Heard a story of two guys that were out camping in the forest. They were getting up in the morning, having their first cup of coffee. They heard rustling in the bushes and looked over and saw a very large bear running at full speed toward them. One of the guys started to pull his running shoes on, and his buddy said, "You don't think you can outrun that bear, do you?" His friend said, "I don't need to outrun the bear. I just need to outrun you." That's how a lot of your so-called friends are. You want to find out who your real friends are? Listen, commit your life to Jesus Christ and tell that to your friends. You'll find out real fast how many friends you have. You may not have as many as you thought.
That was horrible.
When I asked the Lord to come into my life and I told all of my friends, so-called, what had happened, they didn't want to be my friends anymore. And you know what? I didn't really want to be their friend anymore because we were going the wrong direction. And so this boy spent all of his money and it was gone, and his friends were gone, and he was left all alone. He hit bottom. Maybe you've hit bottom recently. At one of our events that we did a while back, a girl came whose name was Jennifer, and she wrote me a letter. She said, that night before harvest, I was totally depressed about everything. I wanted to completely give up on life altogether. I even had thought about suicide. I was feeling so in love to begin to look for love in all the wrong places, hoping to fill the empty place in my heart. But nothing was working. I still felt empty. So I went that night with some friends. Another girl named Nikki, also a teenager, wrote and said, my life has lately been in the slumps. I was freaked out about school. I was having boyfriend trouble. I was stressed to the max. And on top of it all, my family hasn't been the greatest. I started to cut myself to cope with all of this. It was just hurting more. I tried to stop, but I was addicted. Now I'll tell you the rest of their story in a moment. But that's how this boy was. He hit bottom. Maybe he had suicidal thoughts. Maybe he thought of ending it all. And I don't know why people get this low. Some people would say, well, you know what? I saw so much hypocrisy in the church. Hey, can I just say right now, I'm sorry if you've seen hypocrisy in the church, okay? I'm sorry that there have been people who claim to be Christians and have not been good representatives of God. Maybe every Christian ought to wear a sign around their neck that says, under construction. I don't know. But listen.
Wow.
Listen. Jesus Christ did not say, follow my people. He said, follow me. Jesus will never be a hypocrite.